everyone. I think that it's it. We're live. Here we go. So thank you all for joining me on this Thursday night. Tonight, the card I'm sharing, it's very different. Uh, I don't think it's my style, but I love it. It's what I mean. It's not my style. I'm not big in the fancy, like flowers and that, but this is going to be perfect. I have to give a shout out to Ollie because Ollie shared a picture with me, and I was like, I need to do that. And I think the original with the Melissa, I am not sure. So, Holly, thank you for that picture. I absolutely love the card that I'm going to share. Talking about before I start sharing a card, I want to share Stamping Up got a special. It's 20% discount off on all two-tone paper. It's a two-tone cardstock, but I don't want to mislead anybody. I think the uh, two-tone paper, it's very thin, so I don't want to call it a cardstock per se. What the heck I did with it? Okay, so I got a video that share tips on that. I'm gonna share a few just not really cards tonight. It's easy to make cards, but just a few things that I did, and one it's staring at me, and I think it's gorgeous. So let me flip you down. By the way, today it's July 10, 2025. The sale was just for 3 days. It started yesterday, the 9, the 10, the 11. So tomorrow the sale ends. It's a quick, whatever I call a flash sale. And the beauty about this, it's available in every color now. And really, we get 53 colors. So multiply that by two, it's like 106 color. So it's a tone lighter than the color per se. So let me flip, if I can find, here it is, and we're going to get jiggy with it, okay? So before I get with the magical card, can you see? Does it look like copper on that? I didn't put copper, okay? So this is a two-tone. See, it's lighter on one side, and see, it's so thin that the color go under, really. Um, I got a few video tips on what to do. And this one here, it's the Lost Lagoon. And I did the yellow. I was not sure about that one. And here I tried the back too. So if you see, well, you're going to see this is Lost Lagoon. And this side, it's lighter. You barely see it, but it's a lighter side to it, the two-tone. So now let me show you. I got two that I emboss, okay? And this really, you can emboss two at the same time because really two of them would make about the thickness and not even that of a regular piece of cardstock. So it's easy to emboss two at the same time. So you can do it just like that. You can use the front, the back, or you can use many things. But one thing that I like, it's use a sandpaper. And this is with the sunflower that we used last week, the folder, okay? That's what I choose. Sometimes you can take a nail file. See, it go very lovely, right? Or you can take a sandpaper. Sandpaper, this is the 100. You can go like the lighter, even finer. And see, oops. Et voila. See how cool that is? So now you can leave it that way. Absolutely, you sure can. Or what you can do, I got, I'm not sure, but I think it was Cajun Craze and crushed curry. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead with crushed curry first, okay? And this you can sand on both sides. So that was the emboss. This is the deboss. It's the one that caved in. And that would give it a different look, see? So you can do both sides of them. Absolutely, you sure can. Okay, let me. Okay, I'm gonna start with the Cajun here, not Cajun, but and this, if you do the dragging technique, you really want to wipe that. It's kind of a dust, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and, yep, it was Cajun, and it looked like I put copper on it. I did this, and see, you get all that different tone. And then I took a Cajun and just go very softly on top of it. Et voila. See how cool that is? So it's so many things that you can do with that. And also, my favorite one would be to rip this apart here. And then I got kind of a layer on the side that it's white. So that's the technique that, you get the white in between. But look at this one. I think that just turned out so lovely. Um, that was crumb cake. And this Lost Lagoon, you can not do the emboss needle. And see, I can go ahead. And voila. So that you don't see really the true value of the two-tone like that. But wait a minute. Now again, I can do this. Voila. So it's many things you can do with the two-tone paper. They call it cardstock. Okay, absolutely, they do call it cardstock, but I don't want you guys to think when you get that you're going to get the thickness of the cardstock. It's almost feel like a designer series paper. Okay, so now this till tomorrow, it's at 20% discount on all the one in stock. Okay, now let's get jiggy with it with uh, a fun magical card. It's been a while. I didn't use a trusty tool, so I'm not using nothing new. I'm using something from the past. So just dust off from your thing. I'm going to use the thank you, and I'm going to use the brush. I'm not even using this here. I could have, but I'm not. And then in the dies, we will need the brush and then like the bottom of the brush there. That's the two that we're going to use. Now, I didn't even bring a ink pad. Well, not that one. I just have to reach in the back of me. So I'm going to go ahead. You're welcome, John. I really think that cardstock, it's not the word we should use. And I rather be upfront, I tell you guys the way it is, right? Okay, so I'm gonna cut one. Really, the other one, I don't need to stamp it. So I'm gonna cut two just for a preference. If you ask me if that's the way that the girl did it, I have no clue. Okay, you guys can ask Ollie. I look at a picture and I just wing it. That's what I like to do. I like to wing it. Okay, so I think it's easier to color it before we're gonna um, whatever before we're gonna cut it. So I'm gonna use the dark. This is smoky slate, and I'm gonna do it like this one here. That would be like a piece of metal usually on those brush. Now I got in this color. I grabbed crumb cake, that smoky slate, and pecan pie. I'm gonna start with the pecan pie, and I'm just gonna do the lines here. And over here, the artist already done the work for us. When you get those lines, really, we get the work done for us. Now I'm gonna take the light, that's the dark. I'm gonna take the light crumb cake, and I'm just gonna color that a little bit more here. Okay, and I want even darker here. That was the light. Let me get the dark. Okay, I got the dark pecan pie now. So let me, oh, much better. Okay, perfect. And now let me brush this a little bit here. I went heavy on right there. Oops, that's the dark. I want the light. It's going to dry better. Okay, and we're going to add our wink of Stella after. Okay, now we're going to bring the big shot or the die cut machine. I'm still used to say the big shot. And I got those two. Okay, this one here, we're going to do that on watercolor paper, okay? Watercolor paper. Oh, what the hee-haw. I was ready to emboss. It's not what I'm doing here. It's a good thing I cut that. Okay, put that here. We're going to put that here. And we're going to roll on. Here we go. Okay, we're going to put that there. Now, I don't want to lose this. Okay, we need two. Well, really, you need one, but I find it easier for me too. Okay, that is, like I said, this is just my thing. I'm weird when it comes at putting stuff together. I like to have it look natural. So here we go. Yeah, thumbs up, right, Ollie? I'm using dye. Needs special love for that. Okay, and then this one we don't need the what you may call it, that thing, the stamp. Here we go. Okay, that is it in the die cuts. And then I'm going to put that there so I don't lose it. Okay, boom, 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 boom. Okay. Now, I got a piece of watercolor paper here. It's kind of very light, isn't it? Is that better? I think so. Okay, I got a piece of watercolor paper that I am using. The flowers that I am using, I got them right here. And yes, I and cut them. So you can use any flower. So you can use flowers that you get a die cut for. I didn't have a die cut to go on with those little flowers. This year it's the floral impression, and I got quite a bit of, yes, Ollie, I need Benadryl. I got quite a bit of cards using that paper because that paper, I thought it's very, very pretty. So on the live, I did quite a bit and such. So this is the paper. This is the print that I use for both cards because I done one. So you're going to see another one when I'm done. So that the other one, it's that dark. And this one, and this time I went with just like the peachy there. So I'm using the Tiger Timid. I think that's what it's called. Timid Tiger. Okay, that's what I'm using. So I end cut all that. So if you don't like to end cut, do not worry. You know you can do different way. You can use a die cut. Now, this is the part that we use. The best thing for that I like to do, you know what? Let me bring. I know this give a, oops, shoot. This give a glare, but it's going to be easier right now. I'm going to spritz this a little bit here. And then I'm gonna, because I don't have the ink pen, okay, but I got the marker. So I just gonna scribble here. And I get Calypso too. So I'm gonna there. So I'm using Calypso and Tiger. I don't know how much Calypso I'm going to use. So I get, if you don't have aqua paint or because we don't sell them anymore, just use a paintbrush with a glass of water and do that. Absolutely. So I'm going to use this and I'm going to add a little bit because I know when it dry. Oops. I went very heavy on my wetness there. So let me. Okay, we're gonna let that dry for now. Now I'm gonna take this. I just, oops, see I had a dirty finger there. I'm gonna flip that right here. I'm gonna go about this, and then I'm gonna do myself a line. So now I know it's about this width I want, and I'm gonna bring this down. I'm going a little bit monochromatic with my flowers, okay? And I'm a little bit too wet right now, so I'm gonna. It come with a chamois. This I didn't bring my chamois. I didn't wet my chamois. I wish I would have. I think it's dry. Yeah, it's dry. So I'm just gonna use my rag. Oh, perfect. I really like the color I'm getting. I just very use a little bit of Calypso, really, not much. Okay, we're gonna let that dry. And this year, I said I had too much water. I'm going to take my words back. I absolutely love what happened. What happened, the color went all in the line. So it's just like, your paintbrush, after a while, it go up and up. That's exactly what happened there. And I absolutely love this. So I just going to do a little bit darker at the bottom there. Et voila. Okay, we're going to let that dry there. While that dry, we're going to build our card. Okay, we're going to move this. To make it look more realistic, what I like to do is I'm going to take my scissors here. Really, this bottom, I don't need it, but I just going to cut a little bit the bottom just because if I'm off a little bit. Now, this still wet. Okay, so let's start building. I should have 1 minute. I got my tool here. Let me warm that up. Okay, I because it was very wet, so I just went my tool. It's attached on the other side there. So we're going to start the card base in that. So what I'm using, I thought this paper was perfect. That is the pattern paper. You can have it in every family color. And that is this one. It's the 2527 in color. So you get it look like paint, like when you sponge on the wall. And the flowers, that's the back of this. Now, and then you get more pattern there. 1 minute, one. So, and then you get the leaves, and in the back you get the stripes. So I think this year the pattern it's very different. It's not just polka dot or plaid and such. You get those print. So that come in every, I say family collection, whatever. So this one, it's Timid Tiger, or is it Tiger first? Yeah, Timid Tiger. So that's what we're using, and the card base also. So we're going to go ahead, and inside, for my card base inside, I got a piece of this one. It's early espresso, and it measured 3 3/4 by 5, 3 3/4 by 5, and then I got a piece of basic white that measured 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. We will attach that together. Look here what okay. And then I cut one of those little flowers there. I know you guys are thirsty, so we're going to use a glue dots for that. I thought to use Tumble, but I'm like, what the hee-haw. Going to use a glue dots. Going to put that right here. So I'm just carrying the front inside. And yes, that I am cut it. I know some of you are like, oh my goodness, you can use any other flowers, right? And here we go. So I'm still keeping a very nice border inside. Now for the front, we're going to use our layer here. So by the way, this is a thin card, meaning on the long way there, measured 4 1/4 by 11, score at 5 1/2. And we're gonna, I want this side to show up. It's kind of like whatever, those old-fashioned wall, not old-fashioned, whatever, when we used sponge wall. I don't know if you guys did that. I did many of those walls. Et voila, so tone on tone. This card is very monochromatic, pretty much. Now, okay, let's see if this is dry. Almost. We're gonna go ahead and, oh, this one I want, oh, I get black. I thought to use early espresso, but I get black. I can use black. You know what? I want early espresso though. The reason why I want early espresso, because that's my mat and so on. Okay, I hit something here. What the hee-haw. Okay, I got it back on. I'm using the thank you from the tool set, and I thought I had it prepped right here. And I'm going to cut it in half though. So I'm going to go ahead here, and I'm going to smack this right here. And this here, it's 3/4 by 4. It was the bottom of this. So this is 5 1/4, and it's 6 by 6. So 5 1/4 and 3/4 make this 6. So it's the bottom of this there. Now, what I'm going to do, it's, yes, my favorite way. There. And there. And then I'm going to go over here. And I think this is 7/8, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and glue that on. Leave a space between. The other one, I didn't split it, but you will understand why I wanted to split this here in a minute. Okay, and let's cut this and this. Somebody asked me if I could do a greeting a different way. I'm like, oh, that's for me. I'm stuck on that. I absolutely love it. Now we're going to glue those two parts. So this one here, it is 3 by 4 1/4, 3 by 4 1/4, and this one's going to be 3 1/2. No, 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. Oops. And this, by the way, did I say I'm using a watercolor paper? And I put my supplies below. You get that below there. You're going to say, well, you said you were doing flower, whatever. It's coming. Hold on, my friend. We're going to glue this over here. Oh, I wanted to do it sideways too. Yeah, I'm going to put it this way. Not straight. Sometimes I don't want things straight. Okay, this way. Now, our brush here, going to get glue on top, not on top of the this one, okay? Yes, this one needs, sorry, I did something not right. This needs to be cut all the way here. Now this one here, I want to cut this a little bit. And you know what? I should have stamped it. I think it would help. 1 minute. Let's back up the bus. You don't have to color it, but stamping would be easier. So I'm going to go ahead and smack that right here. Perfect. Couldn't be even better. And it's just going to guide me where to glue my thing. Now we're going to use glue dots. If I can find them, they're right here. And we're going to put a few glue dots. Okay, be generous on that. And now you're going to glue that right here. Just go above the line just a little bit, okay? About halfway there. Now, you're going to take this one here and you're going to use glue dots again. I find glue dots was the best thing for this because you give it a little bit, but it's just right. One thing you want to make sure it's that it's an older, well, we're going to cover it anyway. Now you're going to take this, put it on top of it. So this way, I know you guys going to say, oh, I'm anal or picky about that. It's just, I didn't like to have the brush on top of this. It did look kind of funny to have the brush on top. It was like, it was not attached. So this way, it slide under this, so it look attached. So that, again, it's a personal choice. When it comes to little thing like that, for me, it's what make it a difference, okay? Now we're going to take this and glue that there so you kind of see where we're going with this, right? So I'm going to go ahead. I don't know if I use it. Yeah, I did use dimensional. So I'm going to use dimensional. Okay. Glue dot, duct tapes, you bet. Now we're going to put that right here. And now I'm going to use my wink of Stillo. And where I said it's kind of metal there, I'm going to put some wink of Stillo. The camera won't do justice, but when you look at it, when you get a card like that, it really looks like it's a little piece of that foil or whatever, that metal there. So it's just little thing of love. Now we're going to take our flower, and all the flower, I'm going to do that with glue dots. So tonight, if you were thirsty tonight was the night to sip. Well, you loving this, Ollie? Well, it's because of you I'm making this, because you're the one that sent me a card that was something similar to, it was 3 of them, and such and mix some color. I decided to go the monochromatic. This one, I feel it's pale there. I would have another layer of chocolate, not chocolate chip. Oh my goodness. Um, we used to have a colored chocolate chip. I'm not craving chocolate chip. It's we used to have a color called chocolate chip, early espresso. I think would look good there in the back of that. And okay, one, two, three, four. You know, I like, and I get extra one there. Let me 1 minute. Oh, that's straight though. Well, that one's going to stay there. This one's going to come more here. Here we go. See, it all follow. Is that cool? Okay, now we're going to do, see, if I was putting that, this one would have fit okay, but I think it's going to be even better here and here. It's going to be something different. So you're going to see it in one piece, so you can decide what you like better. Oh, another thing that I did though, that you do it at your own risk. You heard me right. Do it at your own risk. If you take your marker, I'm using the Timid Tiger here, and I'm going to flicker that a little bit. So it adds a bit of character. Now, what the hell? Okay, I know I get, it's someplace here. We're going to find it. I get the U. Okay, you guys, you tell me where it disappear, okay? That is the weirdest thing. Huh, in the back of this. Here we go. Get tanks, and then I get you. Et voila. See, is that cool? And you know what? I got those three little one there. Instead of shoving them and then you can never find it because they're too small, I'm going to put one, two, and three. Here we go. So the top and the bottom, see, boom, boom. And now on top of this, I know she had like the in color and I got it, but I thought I like the brush keeping it. I use the tiny one. I think I used the tiny one. No, I used the larger one. Let me see the tiny one here. I'm going to use the tiny one this time. Et voila. So we can look at the comparison. Now, let me show you with the other color flowers. So it was in the strawberry slush. In the strawberry slush, the color, I couldn't get it dark enough compared to the flowers. So I use a bit of melon mambo and berry burst. Okay, I play a bit with those color. Et voila. Is that cool? I think it's very cool. This is very pale though. And you know what? 1 minute. Okay, I warm it up here and let's see if I can I know you're going to say, don't screw it. It looked good. But I really, really think a darker color going to look even better. So 1 minute. Early espresso. So I'm going to take my early espresso and we're going to add 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And we're going to test that. And I think it's going to be a winner. So when you remove the layers like that, you really want to add more glue. Yes, the E tool. I would have to crawl under my desk to get it unplugged to bring it over here. So what I did, I took the E tool and put it in the back of it and warm it up. So that just peel it right up, okay? Ooh, I almost did the same darn mistake. Now I'm going to put that here. See, it's just going to be very 1/8 of an inch of color, but I think just that, see, just like now, it's just pop it right up. It was pale and pale. Well, the strawberry slush, I didn't need that because really the strawberry slush, it's a darker color and it could stand, I think, by itself. But this was, for me, it was too pale. Now, my border, it's very, very small, but it's really still going to make it stand out. I wish I would have the other one beside it. See, don't you agree that even just that tiny little border, yes, Maria said, make a big difference. I agree. It really, so, well, here we can see the difference. See, tone on tone, it's just don't pop, while just a little border just make it really stand out. So sometimes you just have to add something else and such. But what do you think? I know that many of you would choose this one for the color because pink, it's a hot color, whatever. I absolutely love the peachy color on that. Love it. I was looking at that when I was brushing it and I was like, I like it. So this one here, see the brush, I use my blender blend the light crumb cake, whatever, to look more like those the bristle, whatever. This one I kept it white, but because it was so wet, I got like the paint going through. I like that. So, don't you think it's the word was right? Magical painting, magical flowers. I think it looked magical. So that's why I named that. I think it's very magical. Oh, see, other people like the peach. Good. So now let's back up the bus to last week. Last week was amazing, I think. I absolutely love those cards. I want to show you something else. I told you, right, that you would have sunflower card. Anybody that placed an order this month, it's going to be a sunflower card. It can be mixed because I got a bunch of that. But see these, I think that it's one of my favorite combo. Is that amazing? So this is very vanilla with Cajun craze and crushed curry, but very vanilla paper, a cardstock, and then I just dragged the ink pad. Okay, this one was the paper was crushed curry. That one it's very different, I think, but see how cool that is. Because this one, see, I had done the inside, and I'm like, ooh, I love it. So yes, I love that folder. Absolutely love it. Love it. Okay. So the winner, so we did like the 4th of July, right? And Ollie's son got one. I don't know if they talked to Ollie. I had put their picture too in it. Their flower was pink, kind of a odd pink or pink red, whatever, and yellow. If I would know that, maybe I would have went. But I think red, white, and blue for them was appropriate. So because that was the day of their wedding. So this one here, the winner is Vicky Eakins, Eakins. So Vicky, please email me. Go at frenchiestamps.com. You get to contact me. Send me your mailing address. I'm going to send that to you. And this one, I just love that. That was with the two folders. So this one was with the Simply Score. This one, it's out to use two folder with those frame of the dollar store. It's D, just the letter D, and then the other name I'm gonna have to spell it because I know it's Volts at the end, but it's NAHRVOLTS. So you are the winner of this one. So again, just go at frenchiestamps.com and give me your mailing address. But Ollie, thank you for sharing that picture with me. I think this was I absolutely love how this turned out. I think it's very different. Yes, flowers, but very different how it came together. So, any question for me? So remember that the two tone it's on sale today. It's July 10 till tomorrow, all day tomorrow. It's July 11, 2025. Get 20% off on the two tone. And if you're opt in getting the discount, not the discount, but the rewards, you're going to get 10% if your order is $20 or above to use on your next order. So that's about it. See another one that love the peach. Yeah, it's something about the peach that I absolutely love. So thank you all for joining me, and see you next week, same time, same place. Bye bye for now.